Today there is a tour at around 12 to go into the city and tour. So this is like the reception area part of campus, and it's a little like overcast, so it rains like a little bit, and it is cold. So that's the reception area where they like first give you like your map and check in, and then you walk down this street path to get to your rooms and find your rooms.
Okay guys, so you're kind of in the heart of North Campus now, alright? So there's loads of little buildings around here that are useful, but none of them will really be useful to you over the next few minutes, which is good to be aware of, okay? So this building here is the Olis, and a lot of the buildings are named Oscuelga, which means information, okay? Olis means information. So this is where mainly our computer science, computer engineering offices are, as well as the IT support for the entire university. Important to know, and just so I can say that I told you, the police station, the campus police station, is just here. Look how sophisticated it looks there in the corner. Interesting fact, so in the US you all have like campus police, right? Yeah. So here we don't. There's security, and there's only one police officer that works there, and it's the first university in the country to have like a national police officer here. So Ireland is governed a little bit different in that everything is centralised from the main government. So there's no, like the schools are all the same no matter where they are, like their closing times, their holidays, the curriculum, all that kind of stuff, the road signs, everything is the same, the public holidays, and it's all governed. And so the university wouldn't be allowed to have its own police in that sense. So during COVID, for example, all of the policies of the university were national policies, so federal essentially. So anything that the Prime Minister said was just spread out, so there wasn't kind of like the freedoms to do their own thing. But that pilot means that we have a Garda on campus. So Garda Síochána is the Irish for Guardians of the Peace, and that's our police force. Interesting fact, our police don't have guns. They aren't armed. Now there is an armed unit within the police, but all the fellas and women you'll see walking on the streets don't carry guns. And that sometimes freaks particularly Americans out, and they say, well, what do they do to defend themselves? But we've noticed that when the police don't have guns, the criminals tend not to have guns. So it kind of balances out. Now, of course, there are, and in recent years there's been a rise in it, but for example, if someone was found with a gun and was arrested, it would make national news. There's an example for you. So it will be on the RT news I told you about yesterday that a pistol was found in Maynooth, County Kildare, and that person's been arrested. So it would be a big deal. So, and a lot of European countries are kind of like that. It's a bit different. But that's our police. Policing is treated a bit different here as well. They kind of police through, what's the phrase they use? Through communication. So if you see a policeman or policewoman, talk to them, say hello, tell them where you are, and they'll be delighted. They'll help you out, they'll show you where to go. And especially I've noticed when I'm in the US, there's a different, even just feeling, even between the police themselves and say the citizens and the citizens and the police. So that's another cultural learning that you'll notice here. And it would be different again in the UK. And if you go up north, you would see a very different police force as well. And if you go over to England or you go to Spain or anything like Okay, so really quickly, this room here, Can anyone pronounce the word on the top there?
Simran,
Simran, never mind. No. Shomra na Gaelga. And Shomra is the Irish word for room, and Gaelga is the Irish word for Irish. Okay? So it's the Irish room. So please come in here at one point, especially if you see anyone in there. This is for students and staff who just want to speak Irish with other people. You can have a cup of tea, a cup on tea, just a cup of tea, and you can talk. And even if you've no Irish, they'll love that, and they'll just try and teach you small bits or pieces. But there's couches, there's you just go and relax. But please, everyone try and come at least once if you see anyone here. It's really cool. And then there's loads of seating areas here for you to sit. And just up there to the right, there's a big computer lab room. Okay, but you shouldn't need that. Okay, so everyone turn and look over there. That is the home of the library pack. So, funny story, I think it's like 16 or 17, don't know if it's he or she. For years everyone thought his name was Seamus, but it's now just the library pack. But he was a stray cat that was wandering around the campus for ages, and someone in the library just put a little house there for him, and next thing it became his home, and now the university looks after him. So this is where all the buildings date back hundreds of years. So that was originally the hospital. Westminster is where the British Parliament is, okay? Why am I talking about the British Parliament? Because the guy who designed that, Edward Fusion, designed this building, okay? So this is St. Patrick's College, essentially, okay? This is the building we refer to from the 1700s. And this is the flagship, the main HQ of St. Patrick's College. And the president of St. Patrick's College is a priest who lives that's his room, or his apartment, I suppose, right there, and it stretches. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. And then originally, about maybe even as close as 50 years ago, all of the upper rooms and all of the rooms all along here were all accommodation, dorms. And there used to be at one time, I think, 1,000 people studying to become priests in Ireland. It was, if you were in Ireland in a family, most families were like 8 or 9 children, okay, and this going back to maybe the 60s. One of the children was going to be the farmer, one was going to be the priest. Any female going to be a nun. That was it. It's sad when you think about it, but that was the family. The eldest normally was going to be the priest, and the next was going to be the farmer, and if there was female, she was going to go and join the convent. So all of them came to Maynooth. All of them studied here. So Maynooth was really well known in that sense because nearly every family had someone in the priesthood. the building behind the little archway there?
Yeah.
And the top window in the middle of the three,
Yeah.
and that it's boarded up?
Yeah.
Okay, so they were, does everyone see it? So they were dorms back in the 1700s, and that one was a dorm, and all the men were there, living there, studying to become priests. And one day there was an unfortunate accident where one of the priests died, and it was tragic. The doctors couldn't explain it, and they thought it was a tragic accident. So someone else moved in, as you do, and that person died. So someone else moved in, and that person died. So when the fourth person was about to move in, the bishop at the time said, "You know what? Something going on here." So he went, spent the night. Young bishop, lovely jet black hair, woke up, hair gone completely grey. So, totally freaked out, he left, never to be seen again. They put someone else in the room, and one night he was shaving. And as he was shaving, someone was walking along here, and they saw him fall out the window and on the floor. He survived, went to hospital. The priests who were in charge of St. Patrick's asked him what happened. And he said that when he was shaving, the devil appeared to him in the mirror. And the devil said, "I've already killed 3 of you. What was the phrase? I took the youth from one of your leaders, and I will kill you if you don't stop practicing and spreading the word of God." So apparently, the way that the 3 other people had died was through shaving. They slit their throat. Okay? And the devil said to this person, "Look down and you'll see the marks of my victims." And there was a drop of blood for each victim, 3 drops of blood on the floorboards. So he jumped out the window before he could do it, right? This is as legend goes. The freaky thing is that to this day, there are still 3 droplets on the floorboards that they can't get rid of. And now, believe it or not, the history department are up there. That's their offices, and there's a photocopier over the droplets. But I've seen them. They are there. Stage, and I hope I'm remembering this story right. So essentially, the drama back in the 1950s, the Drama Society of the college at the time was putting on a performance. And they were ready, they were practicing for months, and it was a non-religious performance as well. I think it was, now I don't know what it was, but it wasn't overly approved, should we say, at the time. So when they went to have their first performance, just before the curtains lifted, the lights went, the electricity went, the entire building. So brought an electrician in, couldn't fix it, had to cancel the show. They were going to the next day, they came in, the lights were working. So get ready to do day 2. Again, right before the curtains lifted, the lights went. So they asked one of the local priests, as you do, what was the story, what would they advise? And they were told that the ghost of Aula, Maula Maxima, haunted the building. And what they should do is, in the program for the show, you know, the little piece of paper you get at the start, to thank the ghost of Aula for allowing them to host the play, and to give him a seat for the show. So what they did was, there's a little balcony at the top, and there was like a projector and a box to hold the projector. So they put a seat on top of that, which only up until recently was taken down for health and safety, but that had been there for years. And they thanked him, and the show went on without a hitch. And to this day, the Drama Society always put that in their in the programs, like to thank the Ghost of Ella for allowing us to host the performance. It's cool, isn't it? Okay, guys.
Where is the booth?
So this is the oldest tree in Ireland. according to Wikipedia. So there's rumours, and my dad reminded me of the story this morning. The castle behind here, there was a famous lord called Silken Thomas, and he wanted to rebel against British rule at the time, and was caught and was sentenced to be hung. And the day before he was hung, or he was sentenced, sorry, he sat, which was a very small tree at the time, and wrote his memoirs here in that spot. So pretty cool story if you look it up. So everyone in school learns about Silken Thomas and the Fitzgeralds. It was the Fitzgerald Castle. Is anyone here doing the Irish Cultural Heritage classes? Yeah, you'll all get a tour of the Maynooth Castle, but there's free tours every day over the summer, so definitely check that out, and the guys might even organise a group for you to go. You'll learn tons, and it was one of the first castles in Europe at the time to have a well, an indoor well, and the well is still in there. It's really cool. It's all reserved, and it's a pretty good tour. So we're going to leave. So guys, seeing the castle, if you get a tour you'll see this, but see the narrow windows at the top? They were for the archers to protect the castle. So the archers used to come, and you see just over there's a river, and the house, that was the front of the moat. Do you remember I showed you the little stream at the back? Yeah. So this was kind of on a hill, and there was the river was protecting the castle, and that was one of the main towers where they would defend the castle. Cool, isn't it? This is like the town, okay? So this building just over here, that's the local Garda station, police station. Across from it is the main pub. And just up here, up this road, is the train station. That's how you get into Dublin. That's my preferred way of getting into Dublin. Then straight walk up here, it's the main town, right? You see AIB? That's one of the banks, so someone was asking about currency conversion, maybe pop in there, they might be able to sort you out. And you see right beside us, there's a little shop. Now, word of the wise, we have in Ireland in all these little shops, most of them have what's called a deli counter, okay? A bit different to the deli in the US, but they make sandwiches, hot food, cold foods, things like that. But everyone swears by them, even garages have them, and they're decent food. But a chicken fillet roll, anyone who likes chicken or meat, make sure you get a chicken fillet roll and just ask them for everything in it. And especially the Texas lads, they always tell me that when Irish people go abroad, the one thing they say they miss is the chicken fillet roll.
Well, the food so far is pretty good. The chicken bake is like pretty good. The pizzas are pretty good. The smoothies are like pretty good.
Alright, so I used to work in a Sam's Club, so I'm gonna have to
So this is the grocery store. It's really big. You can see some of the items. So they got granola bars and stuff. Some magazines. Coca-Cola, Fanta, 7-Up, Tropicana. I had one of these. It was okay. Naked, they're a little bit different. Mayonnaise and barbecue sauce. This is like the taco stuff right here. So I would definitely say the store is like pretty regular, like any store. This is like the toy aisle. And they have a bunch of stuff. A little bit kitchenware utensils. Hair dye, deodorant. So they have the normal products, Degree, everybody has. It's not too different. I got me some lotion. I didn't get any yesterday. And you can see like some of the prices. So it correlates to almost like the same price in American dollars, about the same. €1 is almost $1 American. For fruits and vegetables. Oh, like fruits and vegetables look so nicer than these are the open ones. It's the meats aisle. Meats and yogurt. Oh, so this is a fridge. It's cold. So it's in there. It is cold, but it's open.
That's a milk one for the ready meals.
So I found the juice. Come in little cartons because I haven't found juice anywhere. So this is the juice. Here's their bottle juices. So I'm trying the sandwich I got, the chicken one, basically with lettuce, tomatoes, and red onions, and then I got mayonnaise and butter. Actually, butter is a type of like, it looked almost like mayonnaise, but a little yellower. It tastes really good. Here's my sandwich. Next time I'm probably gonna get cheese on it. I have shredded cheese, but I didn't get that on there. It really just tastes like a regular chicken sandwich. The bread is a little hard, but other than that, it's good. Mayonnaise tastes like mayonnaise. Yeah, the mayonnaise tastes like mayonnaise. Probably tastes like more like a light mayonnaise, and then the butter, I guess it's like soaked into the bread, so I can't see it to just look that separately. But it, like, you can kind of taste the butter a little bit when you eat the sandwich. It tastes pretty good. I'm eating the Jersey creams now, and this is what they look like when I open the package. And it has like the word finger on it. It smells like just a regular cookie. Kind of smells like vanilla, like I thought it would be. And I ate it, and it's really good. It just tastes like a little cookie with, like, to me it tastes kind of like vanilla cream inside, because I don't know if Jersey's a flavor or not, but to me it's like vanilla cream.